story that needs to be told.
That was a dead tooth, not missing side tooth, Jackie.
Definitely had to tell somebody about a dead tooth.
The dead tooth. Well, we didn't talk about that. We talked about missing side tooth, but okay, that's another subject. Now, from our New York studios up in Harlem, Jackie Reed goes inside her story. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Tom Joyner. Good morning, Sybil. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Sherry. Happy Tuesday, everybody. So Jaden Smith, Serena Williams, and Anne Hathaway are among people who reportedly developed health issues after eating a vegan diet. But nutritional experts will tell you if you don't plan and make sure you are eating the proper nutrients, you can develop health problems on a vegan diet. But the same could happen on the keto, paleo, or other specific diets. So how do you get it right? I'm going inside her story with Afia Ibomu. Good morning, Afia.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you?
Really well. Glad to have you here. Now, I have to mention, because I know Tom loves Erykah Badu, and you were a nutritionist for her, for Common, and some other celebrities out there. In fact, you're known as a celebrity vegan nutritionist, correct?
I am, yes.
So let me ask you, with the stories about Jaden Smith and Serena Williams and all these people that are either moving away from or modifying their vegan diets, what are they? I know you don't know their specific cases, but in most cases, what are people doing wrong?
Most people they don't have a plan. They haven't done the research. They don't have the knowledge, and they just say, you know what, I'm just not eating meat. But then they take all the meat out, and then they don't add things back in, like a mix of vegetables, different types of proteins, different types of carbs to make sure they're getting full, balanced meals every day and making sure they're getting the right amount of calories and nutrients that they need for the day.
And a lot of people think that they need to take certain supplements in order to be healthy on a vegan diet. For example, B12 is one you hear a lot about. I know I heard a lot about that. And I actually take a B12 supplement every day. But you don't necessarily take supplements on a regular basis. Why not?
Well, no, I have been plant-based for 29 years and vegan for 23 years. And no, I don't take supplements, definitely not every day and hardly ever, because the thing about the processed supplements is that it can tax your liver and overstress your liver. So you don't want to be doing anything like that every single day. You can get B12 from fortified foods, so things like nutritional yeast or cereals or a non-dairy milk will have B12 in it. And so it's mixed with a food, so it's better for your body to digest it at that time. And that's what I do. I use fortified foods for my B12.
And talk about seafood, vegetables that a lot of folks may not know about and how healthy those things are, and tell us what they are, some of them.
I didn't hear what you said.
Tell us about seafood vegetables that a lot of people are not aware of, but that are very healthy, like sea moss, spirulina, things like that.
Yeah, so those are foods from the sea. So people eat seafood, right? They do it for the omega fatty acids and certain nutrients. But a lot of fish, they eat seaweed as well, and that's where they're getting it from as well. So things like you said, spirulina, chlorella, sea moss, those are very high in multi-nutrients as well as calcium. And they also have B12 in them as well. But that's not a reliable source of B12 because it acts a little bit differently in the body than the B12 from meat. But those are the superfoods. Those are the foods that you want to have on a weekly basis, at least 3 to 4 times a week to make sure that you're getting in your calcium and your multi-nutrients. So it's kind of like taking a multivitamin, but in a food form. And so that's why you want to make sure you're getting in those seafoods and sea vegetables.
So what foods contain a lot of B12? What foods should I be eating?
Plant-based foods or
plant-based?
Okay, it's not in any plant-based foods that is naturally there. The only foods that is naturally there, plant-based, is the seaweed or dirt. You can get B12 from dirt.
Well, what are some vegan sources of B12?
Vegan sources,
Dirt.
So things like nutritional yeast. Yes, B12 is naturally in dirt, but nutritional yeast, There's different cereals, so like a Rice Chex. There's a Kashi cereal that has B12. There's different plant milks, like I drink almond milk from 365, which is a whole food-based almond milk, and that has B12 in it. So those are some things that you can get B12 from.
And some people may get confused because some people say plant-based, some people say vegan. Talk about the difference between the two.
Well, plant-based is basically a vegan diet. So that means the majority of the food that you're getting from is coming from plants. A vegan specifically, they don't eat any animal products at all. So no cheese, no meat, no eggs, no dairy. Some vegans do not eat honey because that comes from bees. Some vegans do not wear leather or suede or anything animal products at all. A lot of plant-based people are not necessarily animal rights activists, and they do the vegan diet for their health. So
What's a vegetarian? I'm sorry. What's a vegetarian? It's all these terms.
There are. And so people are getting lost in the terms. But a vegetarian is someone who there's different types of vegetarians. Some people may just be like, I eat cheese, but I don't eat any other meat. Some people may eat eggs and they don't eat any other meat, but they would be considered plant-based because the majority of their food is coming from plants. So vegetarians may eat small amounts of different animal products, dairy or eggs, but
they just don't eat meat, but they eat dairy.
Exactly.
And eggs. And
what's your
like
recommendation for people who are considering changes in their diet? Do you say go cold turkey all the way vegan, or do you make it a process, a step-by-step process to wean yourself off of foods? What do you recommend?
It's definitely a step-by-step process. In my book, The Vegan Soul Food Guide to the Galaxy, I have a 7-step process. And so I say start, before you even say you're going to take out meat, I say take out unhealthy food. So that would be fast food, candy, soda, things like that, because we're working on being healthy. That's why we want to change our diet anyways, to be healthier. So then after that, then you're going to start with pork, then beef, then chicken, then seafood. You're going to go in that order and start taking things out a little bit at a time. But as you're taking those out, you're going to be adding in the superfoods. You're going to be adding in your dark leafy greens and a mix of whole grains and nuts and seeds so that you're making sure you're getting full. You're making sure you're getting all the nutrients that you need.
Do you miss anything?
Do I miss anything?
Is there because Tom could go and do liver and onions today. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my question, and it's about the Impossible Burger. Is that healthy?
No. So there's a lot of plant-based foods, a lot of new things that are coming out. They're very processed. The thing about those is you want to do them in moderation. So they're I call them transitional foods. So as you're transitioning this way, you may be craving a burger or something like that. So that's not something you want to eat every day, just like you don't want to eat cake every day. So extra processed vegan foods you don't want to eat every single day. Right. You want to eat them, once or twice a week at the most.
Wouldn't you say, what would you say is healthier, a regular Big Mac with beef or an Impossible Burger?
An Impossible Burger. I would just say that because of how the beef is grown. At different places, they use steroids and antibiotics, things like that. Impossible Burger
is grown in a laboratory.
It is, and also they use GMO soy, so that's not the best. So a Beyond Meat would be a better veggie option because it's soy-free and it's gluten-free as well.
Yeah, Beyond Meat is it of mushrooms?
No, it's pea protein.
Can you do that every?
Can you do PEA?
Yes, PEA.
Can you do Beyond the Meat every day then?
No, it's still processed. So
it's still processed, and you don't want to do processed food, Sherry, every day anyway. Just like you don't want to go to Burger King every day.
But I do.
Or eat Church's chicken every day. That's just as bad, if not worse, because of what she says in the meat.
Soda. You don't do any of that stuff every day. None of that stuff is good.
Listen, go to vegansexycool.com. I have a full article with Afia on there where you can read more about her, find out about her books, and find out about the right way to be a vegan. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.